Today we play Claydol with Stoutland. I still believe Stoutland is the most fun and underrated card of this expansion. Its ability, Gartok Visage, forces any opposing Pokemon to attach an extra energy in order to attack Stoutland. This ability is incredibly powerful, but Stoutland has two main downsides. First, Stoutland is a stage 2 Pokemon, so you typically need at least 6 cards in your deck to use it. Second, Stoutland only deals 70 damage, which means some of the strongest Pokemon might eventually survive long enough to attach the energy they need to knock it out, especially when paired with healing cards. This is where Claydol comes in. Claydol's ability, Heal Block, prevents all Pokemon from being healed, including yours. With Claydol present, even Stoutland can bring down the bulkiest Pokemon somewhat quickly. Opponents can still use Giant Cape or Leaf Cape to improve their survivability, so we use Guzma to take those away from them as well. And technically, healing cards can still be used, they just don't do anything, so opponents will usually hold on to them in hand in hopes to eventually knock out Claydol. This is why we then use Mars and put those dead cards back into their deck for them to waste their draws as well. But there is still a problem here that I needed to solve. How can I expect to consistently draw and evolve not only one Stoutland, but also a second Stoutland and even Claydol every match? The answer is Shiinotic. Shiinotic's ability, Illuminate, lets you fetch one Pokemon from your deck every turn, which not only makes it so much easier to draw both Stoutland lines, but also allows you to run only one Claydol line and still draw it consistently. In today's deck, we make the underdog the best dog. By combining Stoutland with Claydol and Shiinotic, we can reliably use the guard dog as our main attacker for the whole match. We only run one Marlol because we can still get it consistently thanks to the Pokeballs, but we still run 2 Shiinotics to maximize our chances of evolving it. Also, I love how this deck runs 4 different colors of Pokemon, but all of them have colorless attacks. Well, except Marlol, because this particular one is technically the best one of the 3, but not that it ever really makes a difference. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. As a new channel, any support is very appreciated. I make fun of meta decks regularly played in Ranked. If that interests you, consider subscribing as well. I also take deck requests. Is there any card you want to see played? Let me know in the comments and I'll build a deck around it. With that said, check this deck out in action and enjoy the games. Against Heatran. So, there's quite a few cards we want to see here. I think I have to go for this, because they might have a much better hand than I do. This still reduces their hand size by 2, at least a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked. Yeah, I mean, I definitely should not have. Now they heal, so actually they kind of undid our attack, which is kind of nice. Maybe a Marlol here. And we fail, unfortunately, so I think I just have to pass here. So they should have definitely attacked, because now they can't even. Gonna go ahead with Sharp Fang. This top deck was just in time, although we still want to see second Pokeball and any of the researches. Even the Marlol more than those. Okay. Communicate. Maybe a Charmeleon? Maybe? I don't think they would run Arceus in here. Okay, so we do get the Marlol, which is really nice. We prepare the second Stoutland and we go for the knockout. Now this Heatran can attack us for 80. It's quite good. So I think I have to hope for the second Stoutland. and retreat it with X speed. In this case, I didn't get it. I'm gonna prepare the Claydol in a worst case scenario to attack for 50. But now we would need a giant cape to survive a hit from Charizard. Oh wait, yeah, never mind, this Heatran was not buffed, so they only dealt 40, not 80. That's actually pretty big, because now I can deal an extra 70 to Charizard. But I still have a Shiinotic. Okay, now it's guaranteed Stoutland. Let's go ahead and go with this. I'll prepare the Claydol as well. We can now hope to get the giant cape soon. But this Charizard can't heal with Lily. Okay, so chances of giant cape increased. There it is. Love to see it. Guzma could be interesting as well. So they have to attack for 150 against the 20 HP Pokemon. Do I have anything else? I don't think so. Let's also throw away the Pokeball. And attack here for 70. Then with the giant cape, we might be able to attack for 140 if they don't have Guzma. Since they can't heal, I'd love to see them try to heal it. Anyway, I think this should be game. Oh, Sabrina. I have to sacrifice the Shiinotic then. I guess I should have put the cape preemptively. That's fine. You know, at the end of the day, like, this Stoutland wasn't gonna attack anymore. I'm gonna go ahead with the healthy Stoutland now. Put one more energy on it. Attack for another 70. Now they can't heal. And like another Sabrina is not enough. Cyrus is not enough. I'm not sure if anything is enough really. And they concede. It's beautiful. Okay. Going second against grass. Always excited to go against grass with this deck because of the Claydol. They are the ones that have the most healing, usually. Okay, with Pokeball in research and a rare candy in hand, this looks quite promising. We get either the Stoutland or the Shiinotic. We can start rolling. Okay, let's go with the Pokeball. Second Lillipup, that's very fair. And there it is. I'd love to see it. Let's go ahead and attack for 20. Now we'll probably take with a Kartana hit here. She's alright, I suppose. There was a fair argument to put the energy on the Lillipup in the back and then X-Speed next turn with Rare Candy. Because now it's in range of Buzzwole, but then again, Kartana, well, yeah, Kartana would not have had the energy to attack us. So I do think that was probably the right play. But now we bring in Stoutland anyway, which will buy us enough time to get everything else. Hopefully, you know, unless we horribly brick for the rest of the game. And this Kartana goes down immediately, so now we only really need to pick out one of the Buzzwoles. Let's just hope we get either the Shiinotic or the researches. You know, the second research to get this party going. Most of all the Shiinotics. And the Kuzma. The Buzzwoles do need 4 energy. Even with the Lusamine, that's gonna be pretty rough on them. And we get a second Stoutland, so that's perfect. Except that we still need the Claydol. So with the Lusamine, they can use Punch, but that doesn't really accomplish anything. I don't think they realize that they can't attack. Fortunately, no Claydol. I'm gonna go ahead and XP this out because of Lusamine. I don't want to lose this Stoutland too easily. I really just want the Shiinotic into the Claydol. That's all that's missing. The fact that they can use Erika this turn is already huge. Although we still have the Kuzma. Okay, there's the Claydol, perfect. Not just in time, because they already used an Erika, but now their second Erika doesn't do anything anymore. If they have some more healing somehow, it also doesn't do anything. So now they can use Big Beat. And you put 1 energy on the second Buzzwole, which is pretty fine. Let them go ahead and use Big Beat here. So we just need the Kuzma here. We also have 2 more Shiinotics, which unfortunately were at the bottom of the deck. So it didn't help us like thin out our deck and draw our deck faster. But I guess for one time still does something. Oh, maybe twice with the second Shiinotic. So I should still have enough time. They could use Punch, but with the double Celesteela, they can use Big Beat anyway. Doesn't really matter. I can just sacrifice this. And yeah, let's go ahead and deal 70 damage. So almost a 1 in 4 of getting Kuzma. If we don't top deck the second Shiinotic, then it'll be a 1 in 2 next turn. Or the turn after next turn. So they come in with the Cyrus. It shouldn't really make much of a difference. But yeah, Kuzma wins us the game. And that's a Kuzma. We win the game next turn. That is beautiful. There it is. Guess even gonna put a cape for no big reason. The attack for 70. That's beautiful. Now they can't really technically attack with this one. So they kind of have to switch to the other Buzzwole and just punch for 30, which is pretty sad. Or yeah, they can sacrifice the Celesteela. Yeah, without an Erika, they just lose. I love a Kuzma finish. That's so beautiful. GG. Okay, second with a horrible hand against Silvally Rampardos that has a research first turn. Looking bleak already. Okay, Pokeball is salvation here potentially. Let's go ahead and use Lillipup and ramp it, maybe. But I think I might have to sacrifice Claydol already, which is not great because Rampardos does run Lily, maybe sometimes, usually runs one. Their hand is huge, god damn it. If I had the Mars, that would have been delicious. I guess let's hope they don't have Sabrina next turn. So if they have Silvally, I'm gonna force them to put another energy on it. Not another energy, I'm gonna force them to use a supporter at least, even if they don't have any decent one. So they have the Gladion, which is kind of perfect. So yeah, this is looking bleak unless we top deck a Stoutland. This is a rough start against an amazing one. With one of the strongest cards ever released in this game. Oh my god. That's kind of the only hope that we could draw. Although they can still deal 100 to us. But then the other Silvally needs 3 energy. But this Rampardos is a bigger issue, and now I just want the Mars or something. Okay, this is not too much of an issue, really. The Giovanni itself doesn't do much. But this is such a bad hand. What the hell is this? What is going on? Pokeball, Research, Morlo, Lillipup. There's so many cards that we could draw. Okay, they already have the Rampardos, but they can't attack. So it's gonna take 70 first. And without a basic, we just lose in such a sad way. Okay, Iono might help us here actually. Second Lillipup and Research, there's hope. There's hope for a second. And a Morlo? There's hope for a second Stoutland next turn. Rare Candy? Shiinotic? Suddenly. Even X-Speed. So suddenly, our chances increased massively. Oh, actually Morlo deals 40 because it's weak against grass. They go ahead and Mars to try to undo what they did, but now we got a second Research, but we do lose the Shiinotic and Rare Candy. So maybe... No, but Morlo can finish it off. They got a second point here, so... But Silvally isn't ready. Now I do get the Shiinotic. Rare Candy. I have to finish it off with this. I'm still kinda screwed because they probably have Sabrina. But this Silvally can't attack this turn. And if we get the Stoutland, although... Oh, we have a guaranteed Stoutland. This is amazing. We even have the Mars. It is so beautiful. We still lose if they have Sabrina though. But this is why we use Mars, and now we only have one card and top deck and a second one. And now we go with this, and I think that Iono saved us. Are they rage quitting, waiting for opponent to return? So there it is. They rage quitted. And that's a victory for us. That's incredible. Cleaning up the Silvally Rampardos with our big boy, our best boy. Okay, going second against a Giratina Lunala. This is a pretty decent hand though. We already have the Stoutland line, but we have a bit too many cards that are way too tempting for a red card. So they may think they can attack next turn, but then we go in with Stoutland. Ooh, Iono is completely disruptive, but maybe we get the Claydol soon enough. We at least get the second. Oh, okay, our hand is almost the same. What the hell? So I'm gonna go ahead and Pokeball, research, evolve. We get the Claydol as well. Second Pokeball, like this is beautiful. All of the pieces falling in place suddenly. Go ahead and do this. Rare Candy into Stoutland, so Giratina cannot attack this turn. Yeah, that was fantastic. All that's missing is a Kuzma and this Giratina goes down. So they do get their healing in, which is pretty big. But they can't really finish us off here. So I'm quite comfortable. Now, Claydol comes in, no more healing for you. We go in with this. And yeah, let's go ahead and just attack. Maybe I could have put the cape just in case of a Giovanni, but does Giratina really run Giovanni? I don't think so. But they go ahead and leave. Sacrificing a Cosmog? Is kind of awkward. Okay, shiinotic, not really something I can use. We just go ahead and take the knockout. Another Giratina, which I don't really care much about. They go ahead and put it in the active spot, which is quite awkward as well. But they still plan on having Lunala and doing something with it. What that something is, I do not know. Let's go ahead and put some extra energy on the Stoutlands in case we need to retreat with them later. Because if they take even a sliver of damage, we can still retreat between the two to avoid getting one-shotted by the Giratinas. Although Lunala, deals quite a decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, like the Shiinotics are not going to do anything anymore. So they come in with Lunala and attack us for 100. We already have 1 point though, so in theory, we just need to attack this 4 times, potentially. Or maybe 3 times with the Stoutlands, and then 1 more with the Claydol. Or just even with the Shiinotic. Gonna go ahead and do exactly that, right? Gonna go ahead and retreat this as well. And attack here. Guess maybe because of Sabrina. No, it should still be fine. But I could have played the cape in case of Mars. Let's go ahead with this. We deal 70 more. They can't use lilies. So we are on a good path here. They already sacrificed the Cosmog, so... Oh, Rayquaza EX. That's a surprise. That's actually very dangerous. But it needs 5 energy, but it does go ahead with the 5 energy. Oh my god. I think they still win now because of this Rayquaza. And in that case, I would have put the cape elsewhere. Now I have to be super lucky. Gonna go ahead and play Guzma. Remove those capes. I don't like our chances anymore. Basically, they need to take out the Claydol. No, 40 damage to the Claydol and take out the Stoutland with everything else. Oh my god. We're gonna lose here. That's amazing. And that was kind of a beautiful attack, not gonna lie. I did not see the Rayquaza coming, so props to them. So this deck was pretty fun. Even with the more LoL shiinotics, it's not the most consistent thing out there. You know, not nearly as consistent as a Silvally, a Buzzwole, or a Darkrai Giratina type of deck, but it's still fairly consistent to some extent, and it kind of puts up a fight a lot of the time. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going to ranked with this, but it was kind of holding its ground super well in Ultra Ball. I think we actually ranked up a little bit more than we did rank down, so our win rate was above 50%, even if just barely. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you on the next one.